Well, hello there, membershipers. You're listening to a brand new episode of the Membership Geeks podcast. I'm your host, Mike Morrison, chief geek around these parts. Thank you so much for joining me today for what is a fantastic extra special episode. I'm joined by the one and only Funk Roberts from the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood membership. Funk is an absolute legend at growing loyal communities, and I'm so excited to not only have the opportunity to chat memberships with him in today's episode, but also because he's going to be speaking at Retain Live 2025, our 2-day conference here in the UK exclusively for membership owners. If you want to know a little bit more about what Funk will be speaking on and about the event in general, head on over to retainlive.com. Pause this episode, and then after you've done getting your ticket for Retain Live, come on back for this conversation with Funk. And without any further ado, we're going to get into that right now. Here is Funk Roberts. All right, I'm so happy to be joined by Funk Roberts here on the show. Funk Roberts is the founder of the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood membership, which boasts over 15,000 active members. And without question, he has nailed the art of creating loyal, engaged, buzzing communities. He's the co-author of Tribe Secrets, 27 Psychological Strategies to Turn Your Membership into a Tribe of Loyal Customers. And I'm very excited to say he is one of our speakers at Retain Live 2025 this September. I'm so excited for that, but for now, I'm very excited to have you on the show. Funk, welcome to the Membership Geeks podcast.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful intro, Mike. It's a pleasure to be on the show as a membershipper as well. This is an honor. So thank you so much for having me on the show.
It's my pleasure. I mean, you know, the advice and the contributions you bring into the academy community, helping other people find their way through building that loyalty, building that engagement, and sharing your own journey with the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. Love what you're bringing to the community. Love what you bring to the membership world. Excited for what you're bringing to Retain Live, and looking forward to just talking communities and retention with you, because no doubt community building is your superpower, really getting that loyalty and that buzz going amongst your people. But I know that that's something a lot of membership owners struggle with. Either they don't feel their audience are one that are going to get excited or are going to build that loyalty, or maybe they don't feel they themselves have the personality to build that kind of really hyper engaged tribe. What would you say is missing from a lot of membership communities in terms of engagement and in terms of building that vibe?
Yeah, so first, one of the key elements you want to make sure you do is attracting the right audience, right? So, everyone has a program or a course that they think can help everybody. Oh, no, this can help everybody. And even including me, my over 40 fitness, it can help anybody. Anyone can actually use it. But a 20-year-old, guy has different goals and different struggles than a 40-year-old or 50-year-old, right? Or a 30-year-old mom who's just had a baby and is trying to get her body back and, juggling kids has totally different goals than a 50-year-old woman who has menopause. So yes, the program can work for everybody, but you have to attract the right audience, and your course or program has to help them get results, right? So it's important to bring down and niche down to a specific type of person where your membership or course can give them, help them with their struggles, give them a solution, and transform. And once you do that, and once you can understand what their struggles are, understanding what their challenges are, understanding what their desires are, then you can start to speak their language, right? A lot of times we don't speak the same language as our members when they're coming in. Even for me, when I first started the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, when I first started, I called it Over 40 Shred, because I thought, oh, every 40, 50, 6-year-old guy wants to get shredded, six-pack abs. And at first, it wasn't really converting really well, because a guy in their 40s just doesn't know what's going on with their body. They just want to lose the belly fat. And so I did market research. I surveyed, and I found out that the number one thing they wanted was to lose belly fat. So I had to start speaking that language, right? Before I'm talking six-pack, and meanwhile, they want to lose belly fat. And the other thing too is they weren't jiving with the over 40 shred again, because that's not what they wanted. So I changed it to over 40 alpha because that's who they're going to be when they come in. But the first thing is definitely attracting the right audience, the right customer, and kind of, stepping down from the ego and, oh yes, this can help everybody, and really nailing that. Because once you attract the right audience, it's going to be much easier to help them get results and keep them in that membership.
Yeah, definitely. And I think people are scared to niche down
Mm,
because they think that that shrinks their market.
yeah.
But I think what they don't realize is, yes, it'll shrink your potential market, but it'll increase the likelihood that you'll actually attract people from that segment. If
Right.
you try to be all things to all people, then as the cliche goes, you try to be all things to all people, you end up being nothing to nobody, and
Exactly.
you're competing with everything that's out there. Now, you mentioned obviously a big thing of speaking the same language, and I think as a community leader, having that accessibility, having that vibe of you are in there and you are like them, you understand them.
Mm,
Certainly something that is really key. But how do you keep that going as a membership owner, where the longer your membership runs, the more successful it becomes, the further away you can sometimes get from
mm,
being the person you are serving. You know,
mm,
you might end up so far down the road in that journey, or so focused on running the business of that journey that maybe
mm,
you get a little bit detached from it, and it's
mm,
harder to speak the same language. You lose touch. Do you have any advice for people on kind of staying connected with the
mm.
core, with the heart of their audience?
Yeah, you'll be surprised that when your focus is inside your membership more than it's outside, right? So transformation over transactions, you really start to create that bond. Like you will have a bond when you're showing up. So there's certain systems that you can put into place where you're not working, even if your membership's successful and you have 10, 20, 30,000 people in, the systems that you have in place are still going to help you bond with your members. So for instance, for me, there's certain things, it's an over 40 workout program. So I work out, I live the program, right? So I'm in there living the program for the rest of my life. I'm going to live the program, but I also show up for my members. We have rituals, things that they post and we all post inside of our community, which is our Facebook group. Like something like we have something called sweaty selfies. So after every workout, everyone posts their sweaty selfie. They throw up their over 40 alpha gang sign. And I even post my sweaty selfie. I may not be doing the exact workout that they did, but if I do anything that's a workout or any type of thing, I'm gonna post it in there too, because as much as I'm the tribe leader, I'm also a brother. I'm also an over 40 alpha brother. So I'm also in there. The other things I do specifically is every week I do a coaching call. This is so important for every single membership owner. I do a coaching call every single week, a group coaching call. Whether it's for me, it's a coaching call, but maybe a webinar for you guys or a Q&A, but it's 1 hour. You're bringing everybody together. So whether it's in our Facebook group, because sometimes we have a Facebook hangout. So, everyone comes in and more people show up for that. But oftentimes our coaching calls is Zoom, right? So we have it on Zoom. And here's the thing. I'm there, but everyone else is in there. Their videos are off. Everyone can see each other. Everyone's connected. It's kind of like the members, the brothers call it church, because I used to have it on Sunday. But I got to go to church, which is the coaching call, right? So I have a short topic, and then afterwards I will communicate with them, Q&As, all of those things, take them off the Zoom so people can hear them. So you're generally creating more of a connection, but it's only 1 hour a week. I send out the replay and that's it. And the other things that I do inside is I make sure that everyone who posts, I'm commenting on their post, right? Comment on their post, like their post, be engaged in there. And this is 7 years later for me, and I'm still inside that membership. Like I still go in and post. I still do the coaching calls. I still answer their questions because that's retaining them. That's the revenue that's coming in month over month. And as much as you think you may slowly detach, if you're focused more on getting your members results and seeing their transformation, and of course there's other systems in there that you will do to help spotlight them, you will be surprised how connected you will be. Like it's just incredible. Every time I go into the Facebook group and I'm seeing all of their posts, I'm just like, man, I love this place. Every time I'm on a coaching call, I'm like, guys, I love you guys. It's so funny because my coaching call is supposed to be an hour, but sometimes it's like 3 hours long and everybody stays. I'll have 60 guys 3 hours later and they're still on that call. I'm just like, because I love to connect. Like it's the connection that I have with everybody. As a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur, we're often isolated, right? No one really cares about, oh yeah, I got, I had a challenge and I had 300 people join the challenge. Oh, that's great, honey. Good job. Good job. I'm like, what do you mean? There's no one to celebrate with. There's no one to really connect with. So being able to connect with the people inside of your membership is so powerful, not only for them, because you're caring and you're helping them with their journey, but for me as well, because I have that connection.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing. When people are looking at doing things like coaching calls, like Q&As, like office hours or hangouts, the focus tends to be on, okay, how do we do this in a way that helps the members and
Mm,
adds value to the product? But quite often people overlook the value to you
mm,
yourself, for keeping you in touch, for keeping you tuned in to what's going on with your people,
mm,
especially, you know like with myself and with you. We're kind of lucky in that we, just by what we do, we are living the journey ourselves. So we run a membership site about membership sites. It's meta, and I am just like our members because I run the kind of business they do. You are
mm.
working your program that you're also teaching. But not everybody has that. Not everyone kind of gets to double dip like that, kind of be their
Sure.
own student. So things like coaching calls, things like Q&As, yes, it's great value for your people, but that keeps you fresh. That
Right.
keeps you tuned in to what is happening, and it keeps you connected. And that is just gold. And I think one of the key things as well, coming from what you're saying there as well, is just a big reminder that it all kind of starts with you. You have to be an example of how you want your members to be engaged. Because if you don't want to show up, if you don't want to answer questions, if you don't want to post in the community, if you don't want to hang out for 3 hours, why would anybody else? If
100%.
if the person who runs the joint doesn't want to engage, nobody else is going to.
Totally. That's one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to people creating a community, like a Facebook
Mm,
group. I always my big group that I tell people is Facebook because you can see people, they're posting, you can see them. But that's one of the biggest struggles is okay, I have this great membership or program and I put this group out and no one's in the group, no one's posting, no one's doing anything. How come? And then you'll try to post a question or you'll post something to try to increase engagement, but nothing's happening. And I think one of the things is, like you said, is mirroring. Well, that's one of our secrets. It's mirroring. You have to do what you want your members to do. You have to post what you want your members to post. You have to
yeah,
tell your members what you can and what you should be posting and what's okay to post. So again, I'm going to go back to this ritual thing because you can set up automated engagement inside your groups, right? Automated engagement means your people are going to just post because that's what we do, right? So
yeah,
you bringing people in and ritual. So one of the rituals we have is, like I said, a sweaty selfie. So right off the bat, people are posting the workout that they did, on that day, and they post a picture of themselves. What does that do? That provides engagement. People are posting, people are commenting, hey, great job, Carl. Hey, great job, Jim, what have you. That also shows connection. So now I can see people. I know what Bruce looks like. I know what Arturo looks like. I know what Marco looks like, and I'm seeing things. So there's much more connection with people inside, like the members are getting more connected as well. And then I also do the sweaty selfie. So engaged in that. Another thing we have is our alpha meal. So I get guys to post their meals and then they break down what's in there. What are the macros? What are the carbs, the fats, the proteins, vegetables? It's just something that over 40 alphas do. We post sweaty selfies. We post our meals. We have accountability Sundays. And then if it's your birthday, you have to do the amount of burpees based on your age. So these guys, and listen, we're talking about men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s who will pull up a camera, a video, like their phone, click record, and then do those burpees, like videotape the burpees and then upload those in the group. It's like, because that's what we do, right? Those are the things we do. And a lot of times the rituals that you want to create that give you these automated posts, you want to make sure those are things that the behaviors that will help them get closer to their goals, right? So that has been a game changer. In fact, one of my, he's also a membershipper. I just helped him with his launch, and same thing. He has two groups. One group has 50,000 people, and his membership group has 3,000 people. And every day, their average posts were about 4 to 5, and most of those posts came from Rick himself. And so I said, hey, listen, you're doing a challenge right now, an Advent challenge. Let's introduce our sweaty vibe selfies, which is their V, because they're called Vibe Stars inside the Vibe Tribe. So everyone is inside the Vibe Tribe, collective identity. Everyone in there is a Vibe Star, unique identity, and Vibe Stars post their sweaty selfies. I'm going to tell you right now, the next day he had over 100 posts in that on that day.
Wow.
And through the whole challenge, it was post after post. And here's the thing, it's not just about the engagement inside, but it's the experience that people have during that challenge. Like, no one ever did this before. So now everyone's seeing what each other looks like. All the Vibe Stars, hey, Vibe Stars, we just had this great workout today. They're showing pictures of their significant other, maybe if they're working out with them. But it also connects each other with them and the experience that people have during that challenge. So the challenge was over at the end of December 25th, I guess would have been the last day, and the experience that these women had uh, was enabled him to have one of the biggest launches, founding member launches, right? So he used to do challenges. He had a founding member launch, adding 700 plus new members into his membership, right? So that's the MRR with that is huge. And that's just because people loved that challenge they just did. They loved the posts. They loved seeing each other. They loved that Rick was in there too. So rituals are so important, but it's important on different levels, right? For us with the engagement, but then for the experience of people loving to be part of the community, because that is the key. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves. They want to be part of people on the same journey,
Mhm.
like-minded people. I'm on the same journey. I want to be part of this. And oftentimes it's the tribe or the member, like the community, that's more important than anything else, right? They don't want to
Yeah.
lose. They don't want to lose that.
Oh no, and that belonging, I mean, it's something that's so hard to find, especially in the online space. And I think that it's even more critical. People, the internet brought everyone together, but also create so much kind of distance and that removal of that sense of belonging, that sense of being with your people. And
Mm,
yeah, things like insider language, things like those collective branding and those habits and rituals. Yeah, you can, it's shown time and time again that works. Now, I'm sure there's some people who are listening thinking, man, this sounds cool. And, if you have like a fitness driven membership, or if you have a visual membership
mm,
where you're teaching maybe art or photography, or it's a music membership where everyone's got their cool looking instruments, they're probably thinking, great, I can see it working for them, but my membership teaches accountants how to be more productive.
mm.
Where's the sexy, where's the sweaty selfies in that? These my members don't break a sweat. What kind of things could they be doing? What kind of things are you seeing work? Because I think people are quick to write stuff like that off for, I don't want to say, there's certainly not more boring or niches, but
Mm.
more, I don't know, less visual, less activity driven audiences. But there's definitely still things that you can do along the same lines, right?
100%. It's all about, remember, what rituals are the behaviors that you want people to do that'll get them closer to their goals, right? And yes, you have to be, you just have to think of other things that they can post. It doesn't have to be an actual picture, but they could be small wins. You can have mini challenges. You can have themes for a month. Okay, this month the theme is I don't know, in whatever space it is. Maybe it's accounting. I don't know accounting. So there may be a theme in there that you can put. That's okay. That we're going to be posting these things every 2 days, or posting mini wins that we have, or posting little like maybe it's a streaks. Maybe you have something that where there's streaks. Okay, every day you just post the accountability. Yes, I did this course today, or I did this today, or maybe it's small wins. Maybe it's a challenge. Like, there's things that you definitely have to think through if it's not visual, and it can still be visual. Counting, maybe show a picture of their ledger or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
something,
it can be
but
it
it's
can be a
small little things. Yeah, it
yeah, it
doesn't
can be a
have
little
to be.
selfie at their
Yes,
desk, or the view from their desk out the window,
totally.
or show me a to-do list for this week, or
Yes,
something,
yes.
sitting down and doing the work. Great, grab a selfie, get that out there. Or maybe you build the habits around engaging with the membership. So, every time you do a live group coaching call, everyone who's on the call takes a little selfie and puts that in the group with a hashtag or something along those lines. I think, like you said, it's just thinking a little more creatively and thinking, okay, what sort of things do people need to do in order to get results? And how can we get some sort of evidence of that?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, there's always accountability Sunday, right? So
Mm,
that's one day. We have
yeah.
accountability Sunday, so everyone can do an accountability Sunday. But yeah, just thinking a little bit outside the box that makes things fun, right? And
Mm,
again, helps them get closer. It makes things fun. People love to show significance or show themselves off or whatever it is. And if you can attach that to a behavior that'll get them closer to wherever they need to be,
mm,
that's even better. And remember, everyone's doing it, so it's like, oh well, everyone does this, so
yeah.
like,
Yeah. Like you said before, it's you know, we are this person, we are this group, and people in this group do this thing. It's
100%.
not something they're having to drag themselves to do. It's just what you do when you're
Yeah.
part of this club, you're part of this group. So you'll have heard this so many times. It's so cliched in the membership space, but that phrase, members come for the content, but they stay for the community,
Mm.
that's shown itself to be true so many times over. But obviously, content still plays a big, big part in the world of online memberships. How do you balance the content of your membership, programs, workshops, courses, and so on, with focusing on the community side? And what are some of the ways that you found that those different elements can blend and work together?
Yeah, well, they do blend, right? They're together. So the I'm going to start with my old membership, and then I'm going to come to the new one, and what a big difference it was. My old membership was more of the uh it was more of, you just put different workouts up, right? And people will go in and kind of choose what workout they want to do. And as much as that at first was great because I'm putting tons of content, right? I'm thinking, oh, I got lots of content. People are coming in. It's the Netflix model. Couldn't get the word. It's the Netflix model, right? Go in, you're searching for programs. You just joined this membership. There's a ton of workouts or a ton of whatever courses, but there's still no journey. There's still no path, right? You don't know where to start. And that definitely sabotaged my first membership because people would leave after 3 months because they would just come in and then okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? Oh, this is frustrating. And they're gone. So this time I wanted to make sure that I created a transformation journey, right? Everyone starts because people want to see the start and the finish of something. They want to know, where do I start, and they want to know where the finish line is. They want to see that journey. Even though they're starting on day one, they want to be able to see, okay, that's the end. Okay, great. And so when I created the Brotherhood, everyone started in phase one. So it's a transformation journey. Phase one, phase two, phase three. They're all 28 days, and everyone starts in the same place. So there's that journey that every month, and then we hit milestones. So when you have a type of journey like that, where there's a start and a finish that everyone starts at, you can start to add milestones that give people incentives to, to keep going, right? And then after the 1 year to alpha is my first one. What started to happen was, when I first started, I didn't think, when I put this together, having all the transformation journey, phase one, phase two, phase three, I didn't think anyone was going to last past phase 6 months, right? Because this is 7 years ago, and people were churning every 3 months. So I'm like, oh, 6 months, I'll have 6 months of information, a path up there. And 5 months later, okay, what's going on? There's 700 people still going through. And then I got to 1 year. And after 1 year, it's like, okay, Funk, what do we do next? Like I'm on phase 10. What do we do? I'm like, oh my God, okay. I have to build another 12 phases and another 12 phases. So there's 3 years in this program. But having something where people are guided step by step. Here's the first step. Here's the first phase. This is called fat loss phase. Everyone starts here. Not only gives that person that step by step. They get daily emails. It's very, very easy for them to follow, but it also has this. Everyone's on the same journey. Everybody understands. So someone who's on day one, they go in, they post, oh man, that first workout was so difficult. They post their picture and they're just like, that sucked. You're not going to get people going, suck it up, get over it. That's easy. You're going to get people going, yes, I remember that workout. Someone in phase 27 will post, don't worry, I remember that workout, trust the process, everything works. And so now everyone understands each other. So that continues to create that bond, specifically when you have something like a transformation journey that everybody's on. And so that's really the key. I think that's a big thing everybody misses. And it doesn't have to be 1 year. It could be 4 or 5 months. And you don't have to not have a Netflix model as well. But what is the goal? The goal is to help people get results. That's the number one goal, right? We want to help people with their struggles. We want to give them solutions. So building a transformation journey at the beginning will help people with that, right? And they'll tell you what they want too. They'll start to go, yeah, we like those type of workouts. Can you continue putting those workouts? And we like these type of courses, or can we have a course like this? Like when you're engaged inside your membership, as opposed to just focusing on posting outside and posting, on social media and I got to do this ad and this ad. You're missing out on the people who are paying you monthly and giving you the feedback of what they need. And you can continue to build out something that will not only help them, but help your future membershipers who come into your membership.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no better focus group than the people who are paying to be in your community, the people who have committed themselves to that journey. And, it's come up a few times in this conversation, the results and the transformation and the success and the outcomes. This is what everything needs to be in service of. And a lot of people kind of go down that same route that you did with that Netflix model, where you're focused on the content, producing the best content, the most content. And so many times I'll see questions come up of, do I have enough content to launch? It's like, do you have enough content to get someone a result? And that's where so many people go wrong. And I think that's where successful memberships really thrive, in recognizing it's not about the content, it's what the content makes possible. And nobody joins a membership to stand still, to stagnate. So having that pathway, that transformation journey, that route someone can take from where they are now to where they want to be, absolutely everything can then just come from that. And it's clear memberships that do the best are the ones that recognize that and have that in place without question.
For sure. It's game changing. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I can, toot my own horn, is literally in the fitness space, probably the top three in regards to the transformations, the testimonials, we have probably thousands. Like we have a page that you scroll for like 30 minutes and it's just before and after pictures, videos, and just like, social proof of all of these changes, not just physical changes, but life changes. And every week we have we spotlight a member. So every Tuesday is, it's like Transformation Tuesday, but it's a spotlight. And the way we get those spotlights is from milestones. So every 3 months in the first year, there's a milestone. They fill out information, their before and after picture, they get a t-shirt, but we get good information from that we can spotlight somebody on a Tuesday. Hey, here's Carl. He just finished phase 3. Here's his story. Here's Don. He's now an alpha OG, because that's what you get when you're after phase 12, you become an alpha OG. So you move up in your hierarchy inside the brotherhood. Now you're an alpha OG because you lived that program for a year. You're on the alpha over 40 alpha wall of fame as an OG. But those milestones and those the way we can give significance and actually spotlight members. It's been 7 years and we have never missed a spotlight on a Tuesday. Every single Tuesday we have a spotlight. And yes, sometimes it may be the same person who phase 3 and now they're phase 12, or Phase 24. But those things are so powerful because when it comes time to bringing people inside the membership, bringing people to the membership and to join the membership, it's that hope that people have. Because I know that in my niche, a lot of these guys don't trust themselves. They don't think they can actually get results, that they can actually, do the program. And so having those testimonials and having those things that show people, oh yeah, no, this person can do it. This person was similar to you, and now look at them, right? So that kind of gives them a little bit of hope. And then when they join, as I mentioned before, they get that new identity, right? Of I'm now an over 40 alpha. I'm not old funk. I'm like over 40 alpha funk, and over 40 alpha funk does certain things. Old funk doesn't do things. I like to tell one story about one of our members. He came in. He was over 300 pounds, and in the first few workouts, you have to do burpees. And on one of the coaching calls, he's like, Funk, I can't do burpees. And I'm like, you're right. The old you can't do burpees, but the new you are going to try to do burpees. You're going to do them in a way where you can change up, and you don't have to go all the way down. Maybe just step back, but you are going to try burpees because yes, you're right. The old guy couldn't do burpees, but you're not him anymore. 3 weeks later, coaching call, Funk, you won't believe it. I can do 3 burpees and I'm still getting better and better. And it's just that unique identity and that belief and the seeing other people doing it that allows, just another story, but I just love telling it just because those are the type of things that keep people in. Those are the type of
Mhm.
things that, at the beginning they see the before and after, it's like, okay, I'll try this. But it's not just trying it. It's about bringing on a new identity, taking on
Mhm.
that identity, doing the rituals and the things that'll help you get the results, and being part of a community, a part of a brotherhood of everyone who supports each other. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, being part of that brotherhood, that's more important to a lot of these guys than anything,
Yeah,
literally.
and the only way you're going to instill those beliefs and show people that the habits and the rituals are worth committing to is by getting people actual results.
Totally.
Testimonials don't come unless you get people the results that generate them. Before and afters don't come if you don't help someone get that after. So it's not just about kind of doing lip service. It's not just kind of about making the right noises and saying the right thing and having the right copy on your sales page about what you're going to do for someone. This needs to be your North Star. This needs to be, as a membership owner, the thing you are committing to. You are committing to results, and everything else stems from that within your content, within your community, and within those habits and belief systems. That guy there who wasn't going to try even attempt to do burpees. It's funny, you might have seen my face on the call when you were saying on everyone's birthday they have to do the same number of burpees, and my face just went because I'm thinking, right, my next birthday I'm 42. Ain't no way I would be able to do 42 burpees. There's not a single video you can publish. There's not a checklist or a worksheet that you can publish that's going to give someone that belief. That's only going to come from showing them the proof and talking to them and
Totally.
giving them that identity and that nudge and that little push. And this really is where community is that secret sauce in really, really making things happen in your membership. And everything stems from that because you
Yeah.
just need, if you're still early in your membership journey, you just need a few people to get those wins to kind of forge. You've set the path out. You've given people the sat nav. You just kind of need those first few people to actually forge ahead, show what's possible, and that's going to inspire everyone else to do that. And amazing things come from that, without doubt.
Yeah.
And so, and we're talking about just being early in the journey and the first few people, but the over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, 15,000 plus members. That's a huge achievement, man. That is
Thank
that
you,
is
man.
huge. That's a lot of people to manage, a lot of people to motivate, a lot of people whose lives you have the power to change through the support that you provide. But what sort of challenges have you, as a membership owner, faced in scaling your community to that kind of size? Because it's easy to keep your vibe going when there's 20, 30 people, when you can know every single person by name, when you have enough hours in the day to talk to everyone individually if you wanted to. 15,000, that's a whole of the ball game. What
Mm.
kind of challenges have you faced? Have you handled that? And have you kept that heart of your community going at that kind of scale?
Yeah, so there's a few things. Number one, not when I first started and saw this huge influx of new people, specifically during COVID. I didn't have a lot of systems in place, right? It's systems like the way we do our spotlights and the way we do our rituals and all of these little things the that keep the psychological triggers that keep people engaged. I needed to create systems. I also need a great team as well. The team is very important, but the systems are key. So that was one thing that I needed to do because yes, you're right. There's so many people in, but when we implement these systems, they still feel like they're being touched, right? So one of the systems is daily emails. They trigger daily emails. So every phase they click on yes, I want to receive these daily emails, and I'm in there every day through email and then showing them where to go, what workout to do. So that really helped keep them engaged. So that was one thing. The systems are huge because I generally only spend about 10 hours a week, maybe 11 hours a week, probably 12 hours a week inside my membership just because I like to talk. So instead of having a 1 hour coaching call, it's probably 3 hours. But to them, I'm in there all the time because I'll post a video that's, hey, just checking in, guys, or I'm there every single week doing the coaching calls. Or one of the other struggles that I had was when you have so many people, there's a lot of questions. People have questions about the actual program, questions about should I eat this, should I eat that, questions about, oh, I heard about this type of workout. What do you think? So what we had to do was we added something called Ask Funk. So inside the Facebook group, because we want to push as many people to the Facebook group, we have Ask Funk, hashtag Ask Funk. And every week, Jeff, who's on my team, he'll grab all of the questions and then I'll shoot a video, like a podcast, answering those questions. So it'll be like, okay, welcome to Ask Funk episode number 22. You ask questions, I'll give you the answers. Okay, today, Carl, great question, Carl. I'll say the question and then I'll answer that question. And then once that's done, my team puts it back into the Facebook group and then they tag every single person that asked the question. What that did was I'm able to answer people's questions, right? That not that they don't feel like they're getting that they're alone. The second thing is now I have more content for people who have the same questions. And third, I'm answering their questions. It's like, oh my God, this guy's answering my questions. So now we have a whole bunch of episodes, Ask Funk episodes, where all these questions are getting answered. And the other thing too is when people keep asking questions, I continue to understand what they're struggling with. I continue to be able to change my membership. Like I can change things based on what they're asking. Like my membership, even though everything is there, we're still adding certain things. We're still updating. We're still doing things that I hear that my members may need. And a lot of that comes from those questions. And a lot of that comes from those coaching calls. So that was a big thing for me at that point. Yeah, here's the biggest struggle actually. So I told you that I had 3 years inside of my brotherhood. That's a 3 year program. What do people do after 3 years? So I also have four other memberships. I have a kettlebell Spartan Academy with 16 phases set up in the exact same way as the Brotherhood. I have a resistance band academy. I have an over 40 muscle academy. So I have all of these different programs. And what starts to happen is members go to all these programs. They don't leave. After 3 years, they don't leave. They'll say, you know what? I want to try resistance bands. You know what? I want to try the kettlebells. Why? Because they get results and they love the Brotherhood. They'll still come back to the Brotherhood. They'll still come back to that hub, but they'll do other programs. So in essence, the retention is built on not just the Brotherhood, but other programs that I've been able to build that I had to build, but I love creating content. I love creating workouts. That's something I love to do. So it's easy for me to shoot a follow along workout and put it all together. But the key is I had to do something after 3 years. I'm like, okay, how do I keep these guys? What else can I do for these guys? What else can I give them? So those other niche down, like kettlebell only, can serve them and serve other people who love kettlebell workouts. Resistance bands make sense because a lot of guys at that age have joint issues or travel. So I made sure that it made sense, but also, that was some of the things that I had to do in order to, on these challenges of a growing membership. But like I said before, when you start putting systems in place and you have a great team around those systems, as long as you show up to the coaching, as long as you show up inside your group and you do your I call it mirroring, but you post what they're posting, shoot a quick video, that is enough for people, and as long as they're getting results.
Yeah, and I think people do worry about the impact that scaling is going to have on them. And it is always funny. I'll see stuff from new membership owners who are very, very early on, and they're working towards their first 50 to 100 members, and they're worrying about what happens when they get to 50,000 members. It's kind of, it'll be a nice problem to have when you get to that point, but it's team and systems. It's kind of, I always like to use the rock star and the roadie analogy. You know,
Mm.
when you're first starting out and you are making a name for yourself in the music industry, you are your own roadie. Yes, you turn up. Yes, you sing the songs. Yes, you play the instruments, but you book the venues, you arrange transport. And all that happens as you get bigger and bigger is you have your roadies, you have your team, you have the people who facilitate you being able to show up at your absolute peak when the work needs doing, when you need to sing the song, when you need to hit the stage. All that other stuff that isn't dependent on it being you,
Mm.
that's where you build the team, that's where you build the infrastructure and the systems around you, and that's how you handle scale. And yeah, the fact that you've been able to get those systems in place and keep that same kind of vibe and camaraderie and community spirit and loyalty to 15,000 plus members, again, that's the proof is in the pudding there. All right, we mentioned at the top that you are the co-author of a book where you share 27 of your community building psychological secrets and strategies. Outside of the stuff we've already kind of talked about during this conversation, what is your one go-to? If you could only implement one of these techniques and strategies into any membership, even outside of the fitness area, what would you say is your big go-to?
It's a tough one, man. It's only one. That's
It's
very
asking you to pick
difficult
a
because
favorite.
it all comes together.
Yeah.
It would be the transformation journey. It would
Hmm.
be the transformation journey, just because it's just you want people to get results, and the
Yeah.
way you get them results is putting a step-by-step process. And so it would be that one. If I had to choose one, I would tell everyone it doesn't have to be 12 months, but the
Hmm.
longer it is, the longer potential you have retention, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
but that would be it, because then you can start building on top of that, right? And that's what really it is. You're building on top of that. I'm
Mhm.
helping somebody right now move from, he works 16, 17 hours a day. Like, it's just like, dude, you should not be working 17 hours a day. Your wife, I even have to have a call with the wife to promise her, if you implement these secrets, you will only have to work 8 hours. And it's very difficult for people to think about that. Like, it's very
Mhm.
difficult for people to grasp that. You
Mhm.
mean, if I do this 12 phases and I implement some of these things and I'm growing the way I'm growing, you sure I'm not going to have to work more? Dude, I'm telling you, you're going to have systems. You won't have to work more. Just do these things, show up for your coaching calls, get in the group, comment, like, that's going to be enough. And
Yeah.
so the journey is the key. That's the foundation. That journey is the foundation.
Yeah, and I think as you've kind of demonstrated in talking about how that transformation path, that transformation journey has evolved within your own membership, you don't have to have the entire thing. It doesn't have to be mapped out with every single possible. You're at 3 years. You could add a fourth. You could add a fit. Like, in time, it could expand and grow. But you didn't start with a 3-year program.
Mm.
You just need to look at that initial journey, and then you can build on it. It can change. Memberships are constantly changing and evolving. And I think some people do worry or they overthink it.
Mm.
But just think of get someone that initial result and then look at what's next and then build on that. But yeah, I'm glad that's your go to, because that can just be so, so powerful. Because we are in the business of selling outcomes, we're in the business of providing solutions to problems. That's all of us are paid to do that. And a lot of people lose sight of that. So no, I love that. And I'm sorry for asking you to pick a favorite out of those
Oh, it's okay. That's
27.
okay. It made me think. So that's good. I like the fact that now I have something there.
Love that. And of course, you're going to be joining us at Retain Live in September and hitting our stage in my hometown. Very, very excited to welcome you there and to talk more about community building, retention, and all that good stuff. What can our attendees to that event who have secured their space? And if you haven't, retainlive.com to hear more from Funk and other fantastic speakers. What can attendees at Retain Live expect from you?
I'm going to give you guys actionable actionable tips and strategies from the tribe secrets. Literally, I'm going to tell you what to do, give you the action step by step, why it works, how to implement it, because I really want the people who are there to be able to take that information, but actually put action behind it. A lot of times we go to these conferences and all these things, and we get a ton of information. And yes, it's info, but a lot of times there's not a lot of, here's the action that you need to do, or here's the step that you need to do. So I really want to make sure that people leave this session with things written down. Okay, this is the one thing I'm going to do next week from all these tips that the Funkster gave me that I'm going to implement, right? One of them, everyone in that session, you are all going to leave with one thing. I'm going to make sure I'll keep you accountable.
Love that. Love that. And I know the people who are joining us at Retain Live will love that too. They like that actionable stuff, because you're right. You don't want to leave a conference with just a notebook full of theory and ideas and thoughts. You want stuff to do that's actually going to move the needle. And I know for a fact people are going to get that and more from your session. I can't wait to welcome you at Retain Live. It's going to be a blast. For now, though, if our listeners want to learn more about you and the awesome work that you're doing, where is the best place for them to go?
TribeSecretsBook.com. That's the place to go. TribeSecretsBook.com. You can download the digital version. The audio version will be ready. And really and truly, that's the foundation of building a tribe membership where retention, engagement, and sustainable revenue month over month while you create something that is going to change people's lives. So TribeSecretsBook.com.
Love that. Head on over to TribeSecretsBook.com. We'll have the link in the show notes to get those 27 psychological strategies to turn your membership into a tribe of loyal customers. Funk, it's been an absolute blast talking community, engagement, retention, all things membership with you. I could keep going on and on. We may need to get you back on the show
For sure.
just cut it up about, all this stuff. Loving it. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And if you're listening, make sure you head over to tribesecretbooks.com for more from the one and only Funk Roberts.
Thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate you and the Membership Academy.
All right, big thank you to Funk for joining me on the show and for sharing his insights and experiences of growing the community over at his Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood membership. He's doing so many great things. Be sure to grab a copy of that book as well for some of the other little psychological tips, tricks, and strategies that can help to really turn your community into a loyal tribe. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Hope you got a lot of value from it. I'll be back again next time with another installment of the Membership Geeks podcast. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Membership Geeks podcast, we invite you to check out membershipacademy.com. Membership Academy is the original membership about memberships, and it's the essential resource for anyone at any stage of starting, growing, and running a successful online membership business. Whether you're still trying to figure out what your idea is going to be and you need some help making it a reality, or whether your website is already up and running and you're looking for ways to grow and attract new members, then Membership Academy can help you to get to the next level. Not only do you get access to our step-by-step membership roadmap, our extensive training library, and exclusive member-only discount and tools, you'll also become part of our supportive, active community of membership owners that will help you along the way in your journey with feedback, encouragement, and advice. All of this and more make Membership Academy the #1 place to be for anyone looking to start, manage, and grow a successful membership business. Check it out and join the community at membershipacademy.com.